The hands down simplest way to remove suffering from your life. Listen. Hey friends, Noah Hammond here. In today's quick hitting advice, I want to let you know the simplest way to remove unnecessary suffering from your life. All right, and I'm going to give it to you from direct experience, direct examples, so that you can incorporate it into your life. So before I tell you the advice, you need to know a little backstory or back theory. And back theory is that we are co-creators of this life. There is a divine co-creative force that is like the infinite intelligence, God, energy, spirit, whatever you want to call it. And it is co-creating your life with you. While your ego would like you to think that you have total control over this life, you know intuitively that that is not true, right? Because think of something very simple, super simple, mundane in fact. Like the very fact that you're watching this video right now. Think of all the events that had to lead up to that. Think about everything in your life that has brought you to this moment just to be sitting here on YouTube watching this video. And think about everything that happened in my life to bring me to this moment where I'm making it. So something so simple like the creation and watching of this video has this very, very complex set of events behind it. It's actually so complex that it seems nearly impossible that a human consciousness could have planned it out, right? That's the co-creative force. That's what we're working with here. So there's a divine intelligence behind everything, but obviously we have human will and we can do different things. If I wanted to, jump off a cliff right now, I could do that, and that's my choice, right? I have consciousness, I have choice. So we are not the sole creators, but we are co-creators. And that's why that's really important to know, because that is what will allow you to listen to life. Because here's what's happening. Most people want to believe egoically that they are the creators of their life. That this is mine, I make this happen, and this is it, this is how it is, right? And because of that, they don't listen to life when life sends signals, when life sends signs. And the more you neglect those signs, the more suffering that you'll go through. I'll give you a direct example. Say you're at work and your boss says something kind of mean to you or something, and you're like, man, he doesn't appreciate me, I should quit this job, right? That's what your intuition says, your heart says that. Then your mind says, no, you need this job, how are you gonna pay your bills, blah, 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 and you ignore it and you stay at the job. Then 2 weeks later, something else happens and your intuition is like, man, you should leave this job, you're better than this, you can go somewhere else. Then your brain says, no, but I've been here for a while, I like the people, blah, blah, I'm gonna stay, right? Then 2 weeks later, another thing happens, your intuition again fires up and it's like, yeah, you should really leave, right? But then again, your brain kicks in and you're like, no, they need me for this, that, and this, and I'm gonna stay, right? That is the co-creative force sending you signals. That is the co-creative force saying like, nudge, nudge, here's the direction that you should go. This is where your life is meant to go, right? And that ego realization or rationalization is what's gonna keep you in suffering. So what happens? You suffer through extra time at your job, and eventually, something is gonna happen that just forces the issue. A flood is going to happen and your whole department's wiped out, or it doesn't even have to be that like epic in proportion. It could just be all of a sudden your boss is really on your case to the point where it just drives you insane and you have to leave. It's just absolutely, he said just the right thing that's going to trigger you, and now it's just because of your egoic stance of what you will and will not tolerate, it's now time where you have to leave, right? Something like that is going to happen. And the process from the first time you got that intuitive hit of, yeah, I should go get a different job, to when you have to leave, That is all unnecessary suffering, and that's all a result of not listening to life, not listening to the co-creative force. So I've had this happen several times in my life, and even just up until about 4 months ago, I was working in a situation that wasn't working for me. And you know, I acted in my power, but it took me about a month of really being outside my power and suffering. I remember journaling, wondering, and it zaps your personal energy, and you know this to be true. I remember journaling, being like, what's wrong with me? I can't output anymore. I can't create. Am I broken? What's wrong with me, right? And that's how you feel when you're ignoring the flow of life and you're not listening to life. You're not letting it take you where you want to go. So today's advice is to pay attention to these signs and to ask yourself, okay, how can I align with what life is telling me? How can I not resist that? How can I release the suffering that would come from resisting life? How can I flow? You know, if you see my video on flowing like water, how can I flow around this obstacle that life is sending me, and how can I go with it and bring into my life what it's offering me? Because there's always an opportunity there. There's always a place of growth on the other side. So evaluate your life. Ask yourself how you may or may not be resisting life. And if there's something right now that's pressing that you keep getting intuitive hits about, you better make sure to start listening to your intuition, because it's gonna be worse down the road when life forces the issue upon you. All right, and that's where the real suffering comes from. So take action on this, because it's gonna save you a lot of stress and a lot of unhappiness in the future. And I really, really hope that it helps you. So once again, my name is Noah Hammond. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like my video if you like it. Share it with your friends if you think this could help somebody. Join me on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, find me on Facebook, the Noah Hammond Uncut channel. And I'll see you guys soon with another video.